Keisha Charmaine, and I'm back, and I'm here with Brittany of Britt Says.
Hello.
Brittany has a new podcast called Britt Says. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yes, I have a podcast called Britt Says. My channel is called Britt Says, Britt with 2 T's, and you know, I just talk about life, adulting, sometimes relationships, everything you could think of the above. We talk about it, we try to find resolutions and just get it together. So definitely go check out Britt Says.
Yes, it's very millennial. It's very millennial. So if you're a millennial, I think that you need to tune in, or if you're older or younger, you want to know what's going on in our minds and in our lives, definitely check out Brittany's new podcast. I'll have her links below. Check out her YouTube and her Instagram and stuff. So this is a little different from what I normally do on my channel, but it's kind of along the lines of what Brittany does on her podcast. Not quite so pop culture related, but these topics do, you know, kind of like lead into deeper issues. So I thought that'd be something for us to talk about. So the first topic, I'm gonna start something light. You know, we're gonna talk about Joe Budden and Santana. So for those of you who are not familiar, Joe Budden, he was a former rapper. Now he's like a hip hop commentator and current events commentator. He has a podcast, a couple podcasts, whatever. And Santana, she's a reality star, aspiring singer. I guess that's her claim to fame.
Is she?
I mean,
we don't know what she do.
I know she wants to sing. She can sing. Have you heard her sing?
Yeah.
She can sing. She could be a singer. But her claim to fame was that she was dating Erica Mena.
Yeah,
another reality star. Yes, she's a reality star, and yeah, she and Joe Budden were engaged, and they have a little baby. So cute. And recently, it came out that they broke up. Well, people assumed that they broke up because the
way she was acting on social media, she was like singing "Don't Hurt Yourself" by Beyonce, which is never good. And
she was singing it with so much passion, like you could tell, like she was singing from her own experience.
They unfollowed each other, was that the first cue, or she unfollowed him? Probably, most likely she unfollowed him first, and he probably unfollowed her back, being petty. I mean, I don't know if that's really petty. If you unfollow me, I'll unfollow you too. But yeah, so that's when people thought that they broke up. Joe Budden, on his podcast, he spoke about it a little bit. Basically, he said that she moved out a few months ago, but they never had a conversation, and they never explicitly said that it's over. So I wanted to ask, like, is it over even though they never say it's over? And not necessarily them, but just in general, like, no.
No what?
No, if somebody, you gotta tell me it's over. You can't just end something completely.
I'm surprised you think that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that. You're surprised that I think that. No, I was like, you can't do that. You have to have a conversation. Not a conversation even. It's not a conversation. It's like, you know what? I think I'm done with you. Like, I'm done. Unless like something crazy happened. Like when I think of somebody not telling somebody it's over, I'm thinking like something crazy happened where they had to leave the house or something. Like he did something crazy and they left. Like they was living or something. But for the most part, like you gotta. She had like, I just confused. Like she had to have packed. She must have not packed up her stuff. Even that says it's over. If I'm packing my stuff and leaving, that means I'm telling you I'm leaving. I'm done.
Well, that's one reason why you don't really have to say it. I feel like my actions are showing you that it's over. But I feel like in this particular situation, remember, they were engaged and they have a baby.
Yeah, and they have a baby.
So obviously we don't have all the details, but in my mind, this is what happened, right? Joe, you keep doing this and I keep telling you I don't want you to do this anymore. And he's like, all right, so now stop doing it. He does it again. Joe, I keep telling you if you do this, if you keep doing this, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you. All right, Sin, all right. Joe, and that probably kept happening over and over and over and over again. She's probably like, yo, he has no respect for me, I'm out. So like, I feel like if you set certain standards and certain boundaries and they constantly keep breaking them, I don't have to say it's over. Like I told you already, like what it took for me to stay in this relationship.
So you think like basically she's like, don't do this, and then he did it again, and she was like, okay, and she looked like she left that day when he wasn't in the house. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he wasn't home. She was in the house, and she's like, I'm done. Like, I can understand if he was in the house when she left, but we're making up, obviously, our interpretation.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I really believe he really know. Like, I think he saw the video, like we all did, and was like, she mad.
No, he has to know. He has to have known because he said that he kept trying to call her and she never answered.
Exactly, that's what happened. Like, she was just trying to say, like, I mean, I feel like that's not a engaged, have kids thing. That's right, like a dating thing.
Yeah, you're dating.
When you're dating, you could do stuff like that. Like, you could be like, oh, he's so over it. I'm so over him. Or a guy could be like, oh, I'm done with her. And then you literally just don't answer any phone calls and just stop talking to them. You ghost them or you're just done. Yeah. But that's what you do when you're dating, not when you're engaged.
And have a
ring and have a baby. Like,
yeah,
that's not logical.
It's childish, but she is very young.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. Like, that's stuff that young kids do. But even me, apparently she's what, 26? She's basically in our age range. You would do something like that?
No, I wouldn't. So
apparently you acting like you would.
No, I mean not with the whole baby though. Not with the baby.
And our engagement ring.
And we were sharing the same residence.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just this story is freaking nuts.
But I just meant in general. In general, I feel like you can break up with somebody without having to say, listen, it's over. I don't think that's absolutely necessary. Because that's the question that Joe posed. Can you break up with someone without saying it's over?
And it depends on what you did too. Like, maybe she wanted to be petty, or maybe, let me not make, allegedly he was like gonna be crazy. Maybe she felt like if she was to leave in front of him, he would grab her up, so she had to wait till he left. A lot of people do, like a lot of females be doing that. Like, they're like, I gotta leave, and one day he leave the house, I'm gonna just leave. And then they come home and the girl is missing. Like, she left, that's why. So when that, actually this is suspicious.
But I really wonder with the situation in particular though, because they have a child. And he said that he's been reaching out to her for how long? I think he said a couple months or weeks. I don't remember what it was, months or weeks. But either way, you have a child, and like at the end of the day, cool, our relationship doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but I want to see my son. Like, how about that? Like, how does that happen?
She does have a childish mentality. Like, I heard like on the show, like, but that's Joe Budden's like life. Like, for her, if you look at Sin, does she have like what, like, that's what you saying, what she does, like, what is she doing comparison to Joe Budden?
Nothing. No, she's just raising the baby. I mean, nothing. That's nothing.
And then she didn't have the baby at one point, and then it's like I don't watch some hip hop, but my cousin, like, when I tell people I like Joe Budden, they're like, because I don't watch the show. I know Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast, his interviews from State of the Culture. So when I hear him talk, he sounds like he got some sense. But apparently on the show, he kind of like be bombing Sin, but I think he treat her like that. I heard he treat her like that because she be in the house laying around all day. She don't do much. Like, Joe Budden out here traveling, doing festivals and doing this, and then Sin is like in the house. I'm not saying she's supposed to, she could be a stay-at-home mom, I guess, but yeah, I agree. Like, she could start a little baby line. Like, you got so much opportunity in front of you, and it's one thing to be a stay-at-home mom, but I'm making up what she might be doing, but I don't feel like, do she cook, do she clean? Like, I heard it be like messy sometimes. Like, if you can be a stay-at-home mom, you gotta be in there flourishing. Like, you gotta be cooking, cleaning, doing.
I do watch Love and Hip Hop, so I do remember the issue with her was that she had postpartum depression. So like so she wasn't quite in the right mind. She wasn't feeling quite like herself, so she wasn't cleaning and stuff like that, because she wasn't all there. She wasn't all there at the moment, but she's a brand new mom, a young mom, relatively young. So I felt like she just needed someone to help, you know, get her into like a transition, you know, to motherhood and to like this new life.
That's true. And
Joe, he wasn't being supportive about it. He wasn't. I mean, I like Joe, but I think he's a good person, but I wouldn't say he's a good partner, because I've seen him with Tahiri. I've seen him with Caitlyn, the other girlfriend, remember her?
Garcia.
He doesn't seem like a very good partner, but he has potential. You know, I'm not trying to encourage anybody to work with somebody's potential. He gotta work on that himself. Right. But to wrap it up, Sin, if you're watching this, which I know you're not,
you never know. You need to tell people when it's over. Yeah, you can't just leave
because you have a child.
And if you do something like that, we need to know why you did it. let me know.
Moving right along to the next subject. Okay, so now we want to talk about Ayesha Curry. Okay, so apparently
I'm excited about this topic.
I'm interested in hearing your perspective. So apparently Ayesha Curry, she was on the Red Table Talk, Jada Pinkett Smith's show on Facebook, and she said, I'm gonna read a quote. Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, there are all these women throwing themselves at Stefan, but me, like the past 10 years, I haven't had any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. So then I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me? Because I don't want it, but it would be nice to know that somebody's looking.
Yeah, so when I saw this, can I say other YouTubers' names on here?
Go ahead, say what you gotta say.
Okay, so when I saw this topic, I understood where she was coming from, even though I'm not married or whatever.
Yeah.
The reason why actually is through YouTube. I watch like some family YouTubers, right? Like for instance, I watch like Latoya Forever. It's My Ray Ray is not a family YouTuber, but she's married. And what I would notice is if I go on their husband's page, which is funny, I'm thinking through a male's perspective, I would notice that there's no females in their comments. And that can mess with a man's ego. And I think as females, we got little egos too. Like,
wait, you say there's no females in like Maria's husband's comments?
Yeah, respectively. Yeah, respectively. But I could see how it might mess with them, especially if you could go on Latoya's page and see just girls, even girls like us, when we gas you up, we'll gas you up. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, you look beautiful. It'll be like, you're beautiful, you're that, you're the mom of the year. Like, Adam and them don't get that. Like,
but you don't see guys in Latoya's comments saying stuff like that, or in Ray Ray's comments.
I was thinking that too.
I have seen,
but I think that,
but not often.
Just the amount of energy and love they get. Ayesha don't even get that type of energy and love from. She gets energy and love from women, but it's different. Like, I get what she's saying. It's not like you're bad. You're like, it's a difference between saying you're ooh yes and saying you're an awesome mom, you're great. Like, you get that, you get my energy. Like, if I say you're great, you're gonna be like, oh, Brittany thinks I'm great. If I say, oh, you really look cute, yes, you're killing it right now, it's a different energy.
It is a different energy.
That's the type of comments Ayesha gets. Latoya still gets that energy where she could still feel like that girl without a man being in her comments.
But do you know why that is? Do you have any idea why that is?
It's the way they portray themselves, and I feel like Ayesha. And the funny thing too, remember years ago when she said that comment about Kim? She shaded them. She never said Kim's name, but remember she was like, "Oh, these women want to put their body on the internet." Like right after Kim Kardashian did put up that magazine cover with her butt out, and she had said that comment. You remember that?
I remember the comment, but I didn't realize it was about Kim. I don't remember at least.
So she said that, and I was thinking, and I hated that she said that, and I felt like she was a hater. And it's so funny. Years later down the line, she's saying she got attention. I knew it played a different part. I feel like she doesn't really portray herself on the internet to get that type of love. And it's weird because it's like, do you want to portray yourself on the internet like that, or do you not? Cause like we'll bomb like Tiana Taylor because she's married, and Tiana Taylor
always naked,
dancing on women, and everybody like she just whoop out there, and then she gets bombed for like really being over sexual and being a married woman. And Kim is just the prime example of being over sexual and being married. So it's like a weird, like, can you be like sexy and be a mom? Like you can, but can you do it and be like
well, you're always gonna get criticism no matter what you do. First and foremost. But I think that with Ayesha in particular, like, I feel like she was just saying what she felt like she was supposed to say. Like back in the day, like when she was doing this, like the slut shamey ass comments, like saying, oh, you know, women, you need to cover up. Basically, the only person who should see that is your man. That's kind of slut shamey in a way.
It is.
You're entitled to your opinion. But I feel like she kind of said that because that's what she felt like she's supposed to say. Like that's because she tries to embody like an ideal Christian wife and mother. So I feel like that's the shoes she wants to be in. I feel like she was trying to, you know, to portray that. But I also feel like she said that when she was in her younger. She's a little older than us. So she's still young.
Oh yeah, because that happened like a good 2 years ago.
Right, and now she's 30. She just turned 30.
Oh, so
she was in her mid-20s when she said stuff like that. And I feel like she was still discovering who she is and what she wants.
Really hold 26, 27-year-olds to a high standard. I'm learning so much new things
about
you.
What are you talking about?
To a weird standard.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Sin and freaking
what are you
Ayesha,
talking about?
how do you view the age 26, 27?
Young and dumb.
Really?
Yes.
Young and I think it's young.
I mean, you're not as dumb as 19.
Okay.
You're still pretty dumb.
Okay. I could attest to that. I'm like, I don't think you're that dumb at 26, 27.
You can't think of some dumb stuff you did at 26?
That was last year. I think I can't really get there yet until I hit there. Like dumb. I think
of dumb stuff I did yesterday.
Don't say dumb. I think we're at that age you're very impulsive, especially as a millennial. Fine. I think the things I've done that's impulsive, but it wasn't dumb. That could be considered dumb. Dumb?
Yo, you were so dramatic.
No, because she really holds like I love this. It makes me feel good though.
The thing is, people always, you know how we are like approaching 30, we'd be like, oh, we're getting old.
Mm-hmm.
We are still in the first quarter of our lifetime, or
yeah,
first half.
That's what I say all the time.
We have so much time to grow up.
I say that all the time.
We're still very, very young.
Okay, so I could view it that way. I agree, because I do say like people go, oh, you're 27. Well, not people, but like like parents stuff. Oh, 27, we ain't gonna do this and that. I still feel youthful.
Well, yes, we are very young.
Even like 40 is a new like even not like young, but it's still
pretty
have
young.
You seen some 40-year-olds today? Like they out here looking like they 27.
Right.
Like let's talk about it. So
right, my grandmother, my father's mother passed away at 91 years old.
Yeah,
that's old. That's 20 something.
It's since the 90s.
I got a good 60 years left. If I'm gonna live as long as my grandma did.
I guess, but I think but at 26, 27, when you say stuff, you know what you're saying.
Yes, you do, but it doesn't mean that you're at a state where you're at your highest of knowing. You know what I mean? You didn't learn a lot of things yet.
But I do feel like she said it out of jealousy and not out of dumbness. That was when she said it, and I looked at her, I was just like, and then a lot of people, I don't know. Like I just felt like when she said it out of jealousy. Even to that day when she said it, I was like, she's a hater. Those were my exact words. And my friend was like, oh, Brittany, why don't you say that? I'm just like, I feel like she being a hater, like she being corny because she don't go on the internet and do that.
Maybe she was hating, maybe.
I really felt like and a lot of us don't internalize jealousy properly, or we don't notice it until like years later. Like sometimes you'd be like, yo, that was a real jealous, because nobody wants to be jealous. Like, but then years later you'd be like, you was being a fake hater. Like that's really what she was really internally. I don't know if she wants to be. She is, really grew up in the church. Sometimes people grow up in the church, they want to be real out there. I don't know if she wanted to be out there like Kim and them, but I'm quite sure she wanted to be a little out there. Maybe she want to show a little cleavage. I don't know what look she's going for, but
I'm saying because she grew up in the church and stuff like that, and she wants to embody that whole holy Christian wife and mother. Yeah, I feel like she was saying the things that she felt like she was supposed to say, even if she didn't really feel like that way.
And that's me. She probably did feel like she was supposed to say it too as well. Like she can't say, "Oh, Kim." If she said Kim did that, whoever she was talking about, she said she didn't say that. Right. So it would have been weird. Like you agree with that, even like in the interview, but. Stephen Curry, Stephen grow up in the church too? I'm not sure about that. I know she did.
I thought they met in Bible school. I don't know if I made that up.
Oh God.
I don't know if I made that up.
You saw how his mother's reaction looked?
I didn't watch the whole episode.
I saw that clip, but her face looked like...
Oh, I don't remember.
To me, like, what is she saying? Like, her face, and then she touched her like, you're not thinking, girl. Like, you could tell she kind of wanted her to be quiet. To me, that's how I read her energy. I feel like imagine her saying like, oh, look at that, oh yes, Kim is killing it, or whoever, Black China, she was ever married? Why I brought her Black? Because she's in the media lately. Whoever's married, I think they would, oh, that's what you entertain? You want to look like that? Like maybe somebody is judging her on the sidelines. Who knows? She looked like she wanted to cry in the interview even, right? It was her eyes just watery.
I gotta look back. I don't remember. It was a little while ago.
I just was like, but I get where she's coming from. Like, I really do get it. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't agree with all the backlash she got.
Yeah,
because I feel like regardless if you're in a relationship or not, like, you're still a woman and man too. And I feel like, and I saw a meme. I was kind of fake arguing with my brother about this because he saw a meme that said something like, oh, if a man were to make the same comments that Ayesha would have made, then women would have been up in arms. And I'm just like, absolutely not, because men make that kind of comment all the time. Men always try to see if they still got it. They always try to see if they still got it, and people just chalk it up as, you know, that's just a male ego. Women have egos too. Right. We do. We just want to know if we're attractive according to society, right? Even if we're not trying to do nothing with it.
And then Stephanie getting mad attention, and then she just on the sidelines, like,
yeah. Imagine how you feel in that situation where your spouse is like a heartthrob, even though he's not really a heartthrob, but you get it. Like, that would kind of make you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm here too. Cause I'm a value as well,
right? And y'all don't think about it, like, what if she's thinking one day he might act on it, and then she leaves and she feels unattractive. Like, of course Ayesha's not an ugly girl, but we don't know what's going in her head. Maybe she might really feel like she not all that.
Everyone has their own insecurities that like don't make sense to us.
We might think she's like really gorgeous, but in her head she thinks she like regular, and then she'd be like, oh my gosh, what if one day Stephen acts on these women and then I'm left lonely? She really thinks, what if she really believes that if Stephen Curry was to leave her, she would be lonely?
Look at
because she's
Jesse Williams and his wife. Remember Jesse Williams, the actor?
And who?
And his wife?
Oh, Jesse Williams, the one that was talking about the black girls and then they the white women.
Well, he was allegedly dating a white woman. He was seen with white women, but I don't think they're together.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I saw a clip on the reel a couple of days ago. Like, apparently they're going through the divorce now, and it's like a really big struggle because she's trying to get all this money. He's not trying to give her the money. But yeah, she's gave up her career to move to LA so that he could pursue acting, and they were married for like 14 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, and who would want to be in her situation? Nobody.
Exactly.
You know? But we digress a little bit. So I guess we're in agreement though that it's okay to feel like that. Like, she was being honest about her insecurities, and like a lot of us have those.
Yeah, even if she's married, she could want a little, as long as she don't act on it.
Yeah, and she doesn't. I don't think she meant like she wants guys to be like, oh yo, you got a fat ass.
Yeah,
that's not what she meant.
No.
I don't think that's what she meant. I think she probably just wants like wow, yo, Ayesha's mad pretty. Like, wow, Ayesha, you know,
okay,
I don't know.
She want a little. I think she want a little. She want that hood touch. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Them Christian girls, she don't want no, you're beautiful young lady. She want that. Okay, ma, I see you. Ooh, that's what she want.
Ooh, look at you in that robe.
Okay, that's what she want.
But at the same time, like, look at how she dresses. I mean, I don't really follow her like that, but
no,
like,
I went on her page after the incident happened, and even her smile is just so holy. Like, you ever seen a smile that just looks so rich and like you just want to leave that person alone? Like, she's just her smile, even like, that's why. And two, even when I went on her page, it made me feel bad that people was bullying her. That's how nice she looks to me. Like, I was like, why are they bothering this girl?
I'm going up to her pictures right now, and I just feel like
look at her. You don't see what I'm talking about? Her energy.
Now you're making fun of her.
I'm not. It's nothing wrong with looking like that.
I mean, I just feel like she doesn't like. I feel like she doesn't dress like she wants compliments. That's a mean thing to say.
No. Wow.
I don't know. She looks really regular.
It's funny though, because the grass is always greener on the other side in some ways. Because I feel like sometimes people who over sexualize themselves, they don't like it either. It does not make sense. Like, they will probably, some people wish they were Ayesha Curry's. Like, they want to wish they could like cover up and people not look at them as sexual beings. Like, certain people, no matter if they change their status quo, I feel like they will always be looked at as sexual.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
This outfit, yeah.
That's holy as hell, and I'm not dealing with it. I feel like even if like maybe Kim dressed like that, for some weird reason people would still over sexualize her. Does that make sense?
I think so. I mean, a lot of that has to do with your body, though, because sometimes you just can't hide your butt. Or your
exactly,
hips,
and some people are really like they really don't want to be over sexualized.
That's true. Yeah.
Some people don't want people in their comments saying, "Oh, okay, my things I would do to you." Some people don't want that all day.
Right.
And I think too, I heard she was with him for a really long time, and I was saying that on my Twitter. I was like, how I feel like had Ayesha, this is why some people was making jokes, the whole phase is important, or just dating around is very important, because when you reach a certain point where you constantly dating a bunch of idiots, you ain't gonna want no more male attention when you find the right guy. Let's be honest. Like, after a while, when you start nonsense, Prince Charming, I promise you, had she dated around just a little more,
that's true,
she probably wouldn't even be that pressed.
That's true.
I really believe that.
Cause she probably really never had guys check up her like that, cause she has been with him since she was like at 15 or something.
Right. So I think that people joking, but I think that's really plays a key role in her situation, because please.
Yeah, I mean,
he's alright. I mean, it seemed like he got it together. I'll probably chill. I wouldn't need that much male attention, honestly. Right. Because you've been through so much. Yeah, when you find somebody good, you like, I'm happy. To me, I mean.
Yeah, she just hasn't had that experience. And I'm going through her pictures right now, and yeah, she dresses very wholesome. I mean, sometimes she's really stylish. Sometimes like she missed the mark, but whatever, we all do. And but not that you need to dress sexy for guys to be like, yo, she bad. You don't have to do that to get that kind of attention. But if she, here's swimsuit, like she's wearing a swimsuit, she's wearing a jacket with her swimsuit here. I mean, not that it's nothing wrong with covering it up if that's what you want to do. So it's just I think it's just kind of strange that she would voice that as her insecurity. Not that it's strange that she has it, but I think it's strange that she would say it.
Like, I don't know. But I get it. Like, it's the way she carries herself.
It's the way, yeah, it's not so much about the way she dresses, the way she carries herself.
Yeah,
she doesn't give off that energy.
When you make those type of comments, people want to, like, she's somebody I'm not going to harass. If you say something like, girls who flaunt themselves want to put themselves on, why would a man even bother you? They already know what type of time you want. Like, they already know, like, Ayesha, nah. Like, sometimes you carry yourself in a way where people just be like, I don't even want to talk to her. She look like she want to start going on a rant. Or something like, don't talk to me, I'm married. Like, those type of women. Check the ring. Like, feeling like she look like, that's how they probably read her.
But not only that, she may not be famous, but we see her face and we like, oh, that's Steph Curry's wife. We know that. Most of these guys, like, in the world, aren't gonna try to approach Steph Curry's wife unless they know they are better than Steph Curry's wife. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean, unless they know they're better than Steph Curry.
Right.
So, if they have Steph Curry money, or maybe look better than Steph Curry, or just has something to offer more than Steph Curry. Because, like, why? Because if I have a great husband, and you know I have a great husband, why would you try to, like, talk to me? Like, what do you have for me?
She's vulnerable though. What's the one name from Power? Tasha. Like, she looked like she would sleep with the driver by mistake, because he's just being really nice to her. You gotta watch girls like that. I know that everybody is making fun of her, but is making jokes. But people like that are very vulnerable. Yeah, I know. And impression, if you put them in the right situation, like, you look, just keep playing with her every day. Like, you look really pretty today.
I see what you're saying, though. That's true.
You look beautiful, Ayesha, today. Have a good day. Say it every day. She looks like the type to really catch feelings and get caught up in some nonsense. So, Steph Curry, keep your eyes on sis. Let's be honest. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's another reason why I feel like you shouldn't get so serious with your childhood sweetheart.
I think this is you're right. It's a prime example of dating around and flourishing. Yeah. Especially doing that. Like, how many kids they got?
I don't know, 3 or 4.
Now you do something stupid. 3 kids, 10 years married. Now you want to be stupid. That's not something you do. You be stupid before you do all of that. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Ayesha, if she mess up, I'm here for you. I support it. I'll be like, I get it. At least she put this out here early. That's good. I feel like if she was to cheat on Steph Curry now, there would be a great support system behind her. I would support her. Like, I feel like usually when people cheat, we bash them. Like, I feel like with her, we would support her 100%.
No.
Yes, we will.
She has a great husband.
We're gonna support her.
She's telling me what I'm gonna do.
We're supporting.
No, she has a great
if
husband.
she makes a mistake.
She seemingly has a great husband. Like, no, sis.
I'm supporting her.
There's women out here struggling with their men, and you got a good one. Like,
I'm gonna steal my Ayesha. Okay. How you write hashtag steal with Ayesha? I get it. I know.
Okay. Moving right along. Okay, so this is a little more serious, but also a little, introspective. You know, we're gonna think about stuff here. So, as you all know, Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle, they were in a relatively long term. I think they were together for a few years, at least, at least 3 years, 5 years. Okay, they were together for about 5 years before Nipsey Hussle was murdered back in March. And you may be familiar with, a young man named Sean Combs, Diddy, P. Diddy, Puffy. Yes, of course you know Puffy. He was in an on and off, long-term I don't know how to even describe his relationship with Kim Porter. Yeah. But they were together in the 90s. He helped her raise her first son, who she had by I'll Be Sure, I think. And then they had some kids. I think they had 3 kids together. They broke up.
Yeah, they had 3 kids. The twins
and a boy. They broke up. He was dating J-Lo. Broke up, and dated Cassie,
and God knows who.
And God who knows who else. But like at the end of the day, when it came to them two, like every time he broke up with somebody, he's always seen back with Kim or whatever. So like on the red carpets and stuff. So, and then she passed away around like a little bit before Thanksgiving last year. And yeah, so so I bring this up to ask, how do you move on from like your partner dying? Like, especially
I was thinking that too.
Your soulmate.
Like with Lauren, I really felt like one, she's not handling it well, and I wondered if she would ever move on. With P. Diddy, I feel like Lauren too. I feel like they've both been in past relationships, but he's been in relationships in between Kim. I don't think Lauren has been in a relationship in between Nipsey. Like it was just Nipsey, and then they broke up, then they got back together, they broke up, got back together. I'm concerned. For some weird reason, I think that P. Diddy will eventually get through it. With Lauren, I don't feel comfortable with her situation. I feel like number one, his death was so like notable that she can't date another rapper. I really don't. I think it's gonna be
Why can't she date another rapper? Because she has 2 kids by 2 rappers?
No, I just don't think. I think he has so much respect in the industry. It's like nobody might want to date her. Maybe 5 years, 10 years she could date. Like that. Okay. I'm not even exaggerating. Like 5 to 10 years. Like not 2, 3. It has to be 5 to 10 years. Because I feel like everybody's like, wow, that's wild, disrespectful.
But he has respect from everybody, not just rappers. So she can date anybody. From
everybody? Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like even if it's like a A&R or something like an A&R, or maybe like some guy who owns a publishing company, like something out of the music industry.
So yeah, someone like whose face is not like on the forefront.
Like
someone behind the scenes.
But the thing is, Lauren has a type, clearly. So it's like, is she ever gonna find another like that hood rapper? Like she loves that. Like is she gonna find that's what I was concerned, because it's like she has a type clearly, but her type all knows Nipsey and all respects Nipsey's death. Well, not respects his death, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like who is in the running? Can she move on? I don't want her to be a widow forever. Like No.
So you think it's gonna be harder for Lauren to move on than Diddy?
Yes, definitely.
I didn't think so.
Females are ruthless. Men are ruthless as well, but I feel like if I see P. Diddy with another female, nobody's gonna be like, oh, she disrespecting Kim. Who's gonna say that? Nobody.
Nobody's worried about that. I mean, like as far as
mentally,
yes, and mentally, emotionally moving on. I think that with Diddy in particular, a lot of his pain is guilt.
Yeah.
Because he didn't marry her. She wanted to marry him, but he wasn't ready, and she they
weren't married.
They never got married. No, they were engaged.
Okay.
They were engaged, but then he cheated and had a baby. I think he had the other girl that he has. I could be wrong. Fact check me down below. But that's what I heard, that he cheated on her when they were engaged and she was pregnant, and he had another baby, and then they broke up, and yeah, but he claimed that they're soulmates. You know, even though he's with Cassie for 10 years, and they broke up like a couple months before Kim died, and he was referring to Kim Porter as his soulmate. If I was Cassie, that would hurt me.
And Cassie came there too when she died.
She checked on him.
She checked on him. I think it takes time to move on from like a big death like that, but I don't think you ever really move on.
I guess not.
He was crying the other day, and I was like, "Oh, he's hurt."
Yeah, it's so much because they have pretty like grown-ish kids together. Mm-hmm. You look at the twins' faces, and you see Kim.
And I feel like Kim was with them more than he was at the time. Right. And so now, how you explain that to your kids as well is like they know obviously she's passed, but it's like. I feel like because they're so young, they probably be like, "Mommy ever come back? Do you think one day we'll see her?" You know how like when something
they're not that young.
No, not like that, but like that spiritual type thing. Like you think I'll ever see Mommy in heaven, or like one day like she'll appear. Like you know how people do that when people die. Like they feel like, or they might even say to him one day, "I had a dream about Mom." Like and that he has to deal with now. You got to deal with mourning kids and your mourning. Oh my God, we gotta keep Diddy in our prayers. Oh my God,
yeah,
I can't even function.
I'm concerned about both of them as far as that, especially being in the public eye. Like that's rough.
I think I don't like he said himself too. You never really get over it.
Yeah,
these are 5 to 10 year issues. I really believe that, and a whole heap of therapy.
Therapy for real.
Strictly 5 to 10 years. Like no young, like no earlier than that.
Yeah.
Anything earlier than that is gonna be toxic and disastrous. Like imagine. Oh.
Lauren referred to Nipsey as her soulmate, and Diddy referred to Kim Porter as his soulmate as well. I want to know, what are your views on that? Like, do you believe in soulmates?
I do, but what I don't like is when people say this person's my soulmate and then they're not with them. Like for instance, P. Diddy's and Lauren London's soulmate has passed. They can never be with their soulmate again because they're literally gone. But don't call me your soulmate and then you don't, one, treat me like it or put effort in to be with me. Like I feel like, well, in some ways P. Diddy, he proposed to Kim. We don't know what happened in between them because, you know, the 90s, please. Being a rapper, being P. Diddy.
At that time,
please. And he was young back then and he was like it.
At the top of Bad Boy.
He was vulnerable, talk about vulnerability. But he never committed to Cassie. So maybe Kim was always on his mind.
Oh, you mean married?
Yeah, he never like fully committed to her. So Lauren was with Nipsey, but Nipsey, that is so weird.
What?
Nipsey never committed to Lauren, and P. Diddy never committed to Kim.
I think they were on the verge though. They look like Nipsey and Lauren. They both wore rings.
I have a theory on that.
They both wore rings. What's your theory? Okay, you don't want to say it.
I don't mind. I honestly believe, just from my view of Lauren London as well, like, see, I'm big on these view things. After the situation happened, I viewed Lauren London. I watched interviews. It was weird. I got real, like all of us did when Nipsey died.
They did seem really hippie. Is that where you're going with this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not even. I felt like Lauren, she was like one of those really pretty girls that kind of really, I never heard her say anything like impactful or motivational, inspirational. She never gave me none of that energy. She just gave me pretty girl. Even in the interview with that interview with Nipsey and her. I forgot what magazine it was.
Yeah, GQ.
GQ. Like, I felt like when he was talking to her, he was like, "What's your favorite part of my body?" She was like, "My favorite." Like, and even when I would watch interviews with them, she was always like talking about her.
I
like,
have to disagree with you.
In this.
I completely disagree with you.
Okay, what's your theory?
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, I did always get that vibe from her because one, she's not like one of those public figures who's like tries to put herself on the forefront at all. She's not like that. She's kind of low key. We didn't even see her son until after Nipsey died, and the child is 2. She didn't put no pictures online or nothing. She's really private, and that's my point. But when I watched that interview, is when I got a different impression of her. Because one of the questions was, what was the last book that I read? And she said Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. I was like, oh, you know who Queen Afua is? I don't know if you know who that is, but I follow her on Instagram. She's like,
but what was her? That was it. That was what she said.
That was it. That was the last book she read.
All right, so this is the thing though.
That says a lot about you. The books that you read tells a lot about you and your mind.
All right, but I feel like she was saying like even Nipsey would try to teach her certain things about being spiritual and like being really like he would always come up to her and say, "Look, babe, da 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 da." Like I feel like
he put Nipsey,
put like his mind level was all the way here, and like Lawrence was here, and I feel like Nipsey is still a rapper. He still grew up in the hood. He loves a pretty girl. But what I think he really, really wanted, and why he probably really never committed to her, and this also goes with Joe Budden and Sin, is because he wanted the best of both worlds. He wanted this extreme, which is very, very real thing that can happen. He wanted a Lauren London face with a super, super impactful, intelligent, amazing girl. I think he wanted somebody that was on his mind level from what I was hearing of like the way he spoke, the way he talked, and then I would go see Lauren, and it was just I don't know her personally, but mind level, and I think that plays a big role. And if you want to put a ring on somebody, because I hear guys say this all the time, like, yo, I was dating this girl and then she said some dumb shit, and I was like, I gotta break up with her. And girls, we do that too. It's like a weird thing. Like, you be like, yo, why would you date somebody just doing like a lot of dumb stuff or saying things you really can't vibe with.
Where their head is at.
And you're like, nah, like, and I think that in some ways played a key role.
Possibly, but I mean,
and why he wouldn't marry her.
The fact that she was reading the very holistic spiritual book on femininity and sacred and ancient African wisdom and stuff. That's what the book is about. I bought it. I feel like she either was already on that wave, or he like helped motivate her into that direction. So, but I hear what you're saying. That's a possibility.
That was my theory as to why. Because I'm like, why didn't he ever marry her? Like, I mean, he's not forced to marry her or anything like that, but it seemed like I see interviews with him, and it seemed like he was saying like his mother was this way, his family, he grew up in this type of family, he seen this type of things, and it was just weird. And then I remember even too, before he passed, like, remember Shay trying to be funny, like, oh, why hasn't Nipsey gave you a ring yet? And you didn't see that? And she was like, she got like an attitude or whatever. Like, I feel like she wanted that. The way she reacted was like she wanted that, and then it was like, why didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that. And she was like, where's your ring or something like that.
Yeah, like she was attitude-y. Cause if she didn't want it, she'd be like, that's not something we're interested in. Like,
well, no, it's regardless, it's a shady question.
Yeah, it's very shady. But I mean, you know, I felt that way about her, because I would watch even like I had watched something with both of them, because you know they was doing all those little montages, and she wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the best clips of her. I'll do a little more research, but it was never really like nothing impactful. Like she was always like
on the verge. I think they both had on engagement rings in a GQ video. He had on a ring, so I thought they had already eloped or something. She had on a ring and he had on a ring.
They wasn't married though.
They weren't married. Yeah, they were not. Yeah, they were not. That's why it's the engagement.
They didn't get married. But did she? Well, we'll find out when she. mourns properly what was going on.
Maybe.
But we'll never know the truth because he's not here to vouch for it.
Yeah.
But that was my theory on that situation.
Yeah.
Because he was super like, whoa.
But also they were like on again, off again. So like, why you're not gonna rush to get married to someone that you're on again and off again with?
Right. And then we don't know too because like, no matter how like leveled up your brain is, the things he probably seen in freaking content, only God knows.
Yeah.
Because I heard that gang life out there is serious. Didn't it start out in? It started in LA.
In Crips?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tookie grew up there, so I heard like their level of gang violence is on 1,000. Like,
yeah.
So he probably seen things that really would impact how you are in a relationship.
I'm sure.
Like she probably, because they, like you said, they was on and off again. Who knows? Who knows?
So you do believe in soulmates?
But do I believe it is, but what, like I said, what I don't like, but we will never know. And I hope one day they speak about it, is like, why when you commit to your soulmate?
Well, I mean, I do believe in soulmates, but I don't think it really matters that much. Soulmates, I don't think soulmates really matter like that.
What you mean by that?
Because there's so many things, there's so many variables that could get in the way of you being with your soulmate. Maybe y'all aren't compatible.
Then that's not your soulmate.
No, because a soulmate is like a spiritual thing.
Okay, so can you give me your like, what is a soulmate? Maybe I don't have the right interpretation of what that is.
I don't think there's like a right interpretation because it's...
Okay, can you tell me what a spiritual set you mean? Like y'all just both have the same spiritual mindset?
I mean, sometimes, you know, you ever meet somebody and then you have like a... You know how you have your five senses? You have your see, smell, taste, touch, hear. But like, it's like another sense that activates when somebody is like with you. It's like, but it's like an inner knowing, like a feeling, like that person is something different. It's like on like a different wave. It's not on a physical plane, but like a spiritual plane. I
get what you're saying. I feel like I felt that way. Like, oh, I really feel like we probably should be together.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're not together, but why would you not? Like, I just don't understand.
Maybe I want kids and they don't want kids. It gives
That's not your soulmate. I
disagree.
Can we do like a little mini Google of like just a real quick one? Because I just want to see what the world thinks. Like, not the world, but you know, a miniature 20% of people think soulmate mean. Because my thing is like, if you got your soulmate right there in front of your hand. When I think of a soulmate, I think of somebody that like, for some weird reason, y'all just get along so well. Y'all think alike. Y'all can laugh at each other's jokes. Or like, you ever see somebody who like, they find the same issue. Like, I've seen that too. Like, with some of my friends, will be like, yeah, they was meant to be together. Like I'll see them with somebody and then they'll be like, yo, like, I remember I don't want to say the name because I want her to get gas. Like, one time I went to like a family gathering with them, and then when we got in the car, it was like, yo, you peeped how blah blah blah, grab the, like, it was the weirdest thing to care about, but they both really actually cared about it. Me, I didn't care. I'm like, that's some love stuff. That's they think that shit is funny, or it was funny to them, and it was rude, the situation that had happened, but they both looked at it in the same perspective. And when I saw it happen, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, and then I also seen that too with my other friend too. Like, she was like singing a song and she came up with a music video idea, and she was like, yo, you really should be a music video. I've been telling you should do that. Like, but he was so dead ass, and I'm just like, that music video idea was mad corny. Like, if you on the outside looking in on a real good relationship, you'll notice things about those two people where you like, they really click.
That's what you're talking about, is compatibility. That doesn't have anything to do with soulmate.
That's why I mean, okay, so let's see what Google said.
Google's definition is mad whack. A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner.
That's the worst definition ever. It is, because that sounds like partner could be anything. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the worst.
Someone ideally suited kind of sounds like what you were saying, because it's ideally. But I feel like love video.
You gotta click with that person. Like, that's what I think of with a soulmate. Okay. Like, you really click. Like, it's no, oh, we don't want to date. You ain't my freaking soulmate if I want to have kids and you don't. What the fuck is that?
I disagree.
We don't have the same ideology, because if you don't, let's say a person, if I ask you why you don't want to have kids, you have an ideology and a reasoning behind it. And for me, if that's something I want and you got this ideology, I'm most likely not going to agree with it. If
but that's
me and you
one
are soulmates and you say something like, that's what I notice with people who date, and like they'll say something, be like, yo, you dead right, and they'll be dead serious. Like, you could really change a person's mind frame because you love them. Like, they'll be like, you know what? I never thought of it that way. You really right. Like,
I feel like what you're saying could apply to so many different people. Like, I feel like a soulmate connection is a lot more rare, because you have that compatibility with a lot of people. And that doesn't make it special. I mean, it makes it special, but it doesn't make it that special. Because at the end of the day, you can make a relationship work with a lot of people because y'all have so many things in common. Y'all both want the same amount of kids. Y'all both want to live in the same city. Right. Y'all both watch the same TV shows. Y'all both like the same music. That doesn't make you a soulmate. Right.
But then it'll be something that's alright, so they both like the same things, but that doesn't make them a soulmate.
Right.
But why? Because I know what you're about to say. I want to see what you're gonna say.
Because I feel like a soulmate is deeper than that. It's more of like a spiritual connection. Like, your souls knew each other before we were even in this body.
So like the energy that is given off, like y'all. So why would you not be with that person? That's what I don't get.
Because I keep telling you that everything else. If I really want kids, if that means a lot to me, if I feel like, you know what, I will be a great mother and I will impact the world tremendously by having kids, and I do feel like that. So I'm gonna have kids. But if I feel like, if my soulmate says to me, oh, I don't want to have kids because of some childhood trauma that I had, I don't want to ever worry about my kid going through that.
Okay, so I get it. We both have a different theory on what a soulmate is. Yes, that's really what the issue is.
We do.
That's because I can't agree with you, and I get what it is. You believe. I totally get what you're saying. You believe a soulmate, like you said, is this like spiritual like connection, like this energy.
I mean, it's called soul.
Right, I get the energy thing, because I believe in energy OD. Like, you think it's like this spiritual like energy type connection, but you believe that's what a soulmate is, spiritual energy type connection. And sometimes you can have a good energy, I don't know, a good energy with someone, and y'all just don't click, even in a friendship, you think?
Yeah. Because it could be a lot of triggers that could make you not want to be friends with somebody or not want to be in a relationship with somebody. Because I feel like, okay, to get back to the question, like, was a soulmate, like, my answer was, I'm not with a soulmate. Do I believe in it? My answer is yes. But I also said I don't think it matters. And the reason why I don't think it matters.
Wait, what don't you think? You don't think soulmates matter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like that will trip you up, because you kind of feel like if it doesn't work out with your soulmate, you kind of feel like, oh well, now none of my other relationships are really gonna matter. Then
okay, that's a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I personally felt like I was in like two sort of kind of soulmate situations, but like the first time.
See, me and her is not agreeing on soulmates. You cannot have two soulmates. You only have one.
See, now you're making up rules. She's making up rules. No. When I think of soulmate. No, but my point in saying that was that the first guy, I thought that was my soulmate, and then when that ended, I met the next guy. And I thought that was my soulmate, and I was like, oh no, I was bugging about the last guy. He wasn't my soulmate, so this is my soulmate.
So you think the first guy is not your soulmate?
I don't think either of those were my soulmate. And now I don't think that.
Exactly.
But I'm saying.
Why? Why?
Girl, I don't want to get into that in this video. I'll talk about that after we turn the video off. But I don't think they're my soulmate anymore. But I did. But you couldn't tell me nothing like in the time that I was dealing with them. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter, because you can't prove it anyway. You can't prove this is my soulmate.
I think,
where's the paperwork?
You can't prove it, but I do think it's an energy and alignment and a connection that you get. And I feel like if you meet somebody, y'all need to figure it out and y'all need to get together.
It's not that simple. Life ain't that simple.
It's not. You may never find your soulmate. Like, I feel like some people marry people that's probably really not their soulmate.
I think that's the case most of the time.
Compromise. They found some good qualities and some that wasn't that good, but I think there's people that really click.
Absolutely.
perfectly, and if you find somebody you really click perfectly with, you should be with that person. Period.
If you can make it work, yeah.
That's just my. I don't think y'all have big things that y'all don't. I don't think nobody agrees with everything. I don't care what nobody say, but I don't think y'all should have big things that come in your way of a soulmate. Like kids, that's very big.
That's huge.
Marriage, that's very big. If you're saying you don't want to, if you believe in marriage, because there's people who date and don't believe in marriage. If the both of y'all get what I'm saying? Like it's big things shouldn't come in the way of your soulmate. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Like big, like if it's, let's say you and your soulmate don't agree on what's something.
Brittany, look,
Your kid or your son growing out locks. That to me is like not a big deal. That doesn't mean that person is not your soulmate. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it depends.
But if a person says they don't want to have kids with you, that's not your soulmate. You get what I'm saying? The contrary between big and small disagreements.
I hear what you're saying, but I disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah, me and her don't match a line with the soulmate
We're not
energy,
soulmates.
and I love that.
We're not soulmates. It's okay.
That's a really, I don't know. Can you ask them to answer in the comment section below?
You can ask them.
Can y'all answer in the comment section below, like, what is a soulmate? Because she's saying that things get in the way. I feel like nothing should get in the way of you and your soulmate.
Are you living in a fantasy fairy world?
I think things could get in the way. Like, no.
What about something like this?
No.
What about something like this? I'm with my soulmate, right? I become a celebrity star.
Okay.
And now I'm in the limelight. He prefers a simple life that without the cameras. Now we can't be together because if he with me, he's gonna be with me in the paparazzi photos. He doesn't want that. So it's over.
You know what I'm
It could be as simple as that. You can say, oh, you shouldn't let that get in the way. You know, that's not your soulmate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. First of all, you could build a compromise with that person. Why he gotta be with you all the time? You gotta go on the red carpet with him every 5 minutes? That's not your soul. Like, no. Soul, love, relationships, dating, soulmates, all that stuff is compromise. If somebody don't want to compromise with you over something like that, that is not your soulmate. I don't care what, no, you're not gonna leave me because I became a celebrity. That's disgusting. Really, Keisha?
That happens.
No, then you ain't bi. Cause like, how dare you? Like, I think it gotta be, and that goes back to what you're gonna tolerate and what you're not gonna tolerate.
But you know what?
Some people, you know what too? A soulmate too. Some people will really end their career for the love of their life. You know that. That's some soulmate ass ish.
I was just telling you, Jesse Williams' wife did that, and then now what?
That's some soulmate ass ish.
But they're not together anymore, so soulmate don't matter.
She shouldn't. I mean, she could do whatever she wants. She could do whatever she wants. But like I said, like it's really people that be like, babe, I can't handle this big stardom life. Let's just move to Kentucky and live in a home. And it's real life people that were dead and they big star life and move to freaking Kentucky or wherever and live in a little home with the love of their life and die together. That's a friggin' soulmate. And you know it's stories like that. It's people who be like, I'm tired of moving to, like they'll be like, I want to move to LA and let's become a celebrity. And they be like, you know what? This life is becoming too crazy. Let's get out of here. And they really dead ass. I met somebody, I don't know if they were soulmates or whatever, but I remember I met somebody when I was like interning somewhere and she moved to New York City to Colorado. I mean, moved from Colorado to New York City, right? And her boyfriend was like, the life is getting too crazy. It was other things too, like finances and stuff. And she's like, you know, I really didn't want to go back to Colorado, but I got where he was coming from. And she got up, that ass went right back to Colorado. She said, she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be in this job long. And she's like, oh, you want the position? That's how I knew what was going on in her life. And she moved back to Colorado with him. Colorado and New York City. Shout out to Colorado. No shade.
That was all shade. No,
but you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but I have a point I wanna bring across that might change your mind.
Okay.
I feel like what you're saying and your ideal of a soulmate and if it's really a soulmate, you're gonna make it work. I think that you're forgetting the fact that your romantic partner is only like an aspect of your life. There's still other things that's within you that you need to do for you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I can see, it's maybe in some way see that, like how you, like your head is so far in doing something that you be like, if you can't do this right now, I gotta go and I gotta do this for me, and then y'all break up, but then y'all eventually get back together. Y'all could. That at the basic point of this for me is y'all gotta be together at some point. Y'all gotta be together forever.
No, but another point I want to bring up is that I feel like with what you're saying, I think that has to involve two people who are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and all of that, like intelligent. Like they have to be. You can't be like immature. You can't be, you know, like selfish. But just because you're immature and selfish doesn't mean that you don't have a soulmate.
Right.
So you can still have a soulmate and it not work out because maybe you didn't have one of those other areas in your life situated. Right.
Like I feel like at some point, yeah, I feel like you'll meet back.
But everyone doesn't wise up. Everyone doesn't die enlightened.
And what am I gonna say?
Then you wasn't your soulmate. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's wrap this up. Make sure you check out Britt Says podcast.
Please. Go check out.
Link out below. Make sure you subscribe and follow her on Instagram.
Instagram.
Yes. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Love Light LOCS.